Gamers, today we're back, and again we covered this yesterday, me versus Marine Lord. If you're watching on YouTube, check the previous day's video. And right now we're gonna go through the games of LucifroN versus me in the grand finals of Golden League. Once again, if you didn't know or you didn't watch or whatever, I ended up winning Golden League, which I am super happy about. If I am coughing today, which I will be coughing, I have bronchitis, so my apologies. With that being said, the way that maps were drawn were random, okay? So basically this is the map pool right here that you see. This is the map pool, right, that we had. And the way the playoffs worked is when you start the draft, you just click random. And the order of the maps being picked is the order of the maps you played. So the order that, like, you know, we didn't know until 20 minutes before the games which maps we're playing. So the order of the maps was Mountain Clearing, Golden Heights, Pit, Lipany, Basin, Dry River, Dry Arabia, Rocky Canyon, and Cauldron. So I personally did not like this draft for myself for the start of it. I liked the whole draft, like the maps that we had, because I felt comfortable with these maps. But Mountain Clearing is a bit of a clown fiesta. And then Golden Heights is a hybrid map that is very dependent on which civ you pick there. So I talked this a little bit about yesterday, where it's like Mongol beats English, but English beats Ottoman, but Ottoman beats Mongols. And then you have also Rus added to it, which kind of beats everything if you get the dock up. But then you can also go HRE, right? So there's like a lot of kind of possibilities. So if Golden Heights was like here, right, like 5th, 6th map, by then you can kind of see what the opponent will play or what civs they have, so you can kind of plan for it. But it being a second map, it was kind of like very RNG for both of us, right? Like who's gonna pick what kind of thing. So that was kind of scary. And then Mountain Clearing, I mean, it's a clan map, right? So anything can happen. So he picked HRE and I picked Rus. Rus is actually pretty good on this map. Rus is not one of my best civs.
Congrats, King.
So I didn't wanna use one of my best civs here, because I didn't know what he would pick, right? So HRE being picked here, there's two ways to play it. You either go burger or you go like cathedral and you take the middle and then you emergency repair keeps and towers, right? But that's not how LucifroN plays, so I knew this was gonna be a burger. Now I'm gonna speed this up a little bit. So in the game I was like, I should just place a safe Kremlin. I was like, I should just Kremlin like right here, or maybe like right here, and I protect my berries, I protect my gold, I protect my wood line because he will burger. So I just gotta get to castle, get crossbows, and that's it. That's all I gotta do. But for some reason, like literally around this time, I changed my mind. I said, you know what, fuck it. I'm just gonna make the Kremlin on the middle. Now, why is Kremlin good in the middle? Well, you can get the boar, you deny the relic, and you deny the sacred side. And he has to like send the units around to your base with burger. So I knew that LucifroN will obviously have some strategies prepared and stuff, and even though he picked HRE, it never occurred to me, like not even for a second, that he can pull villagers with prelate. So I obviously knew he can pull villagers, but the prelate part, I didn't even think of it. And the moment I saw the villagers here, I was like, oh god. Because now the landmark is so, you know, basically completed already. And the prelate would be able to provide healing, so I was like, oh fuck, what are there? So I cancelled, and I decided to build it here. But then he, like, went back to it. But he kept the prelate, and I was just like, fuck. So I was just like, yeah. Then I lost, I think, 2 villagers, which was really bad. Like, losing 2 villagers at this point is really bad. So I decided to do some, like, counter pressure. And his gold was like in a really weird position. I don't know how to well, I know how to describe it. Basically, if my units are standing here, I can't see anything here because of these trees. So I had to like click here to try get them to stay there because the TC was shooting here already. So I kept making the militia, and then I decided to go archer range because I wanted to make a couple of archers just to delay his stuff. And then I think my second archer, so I clicked him like here or something, but because this archer was farther back, his closest rally from there is to go through the TC. So he just runs into a fucking TC and dies, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ. So he walls this off.
Smile.
And then he walls that off, and I was like, well, unfortunate, right? Like, gold was in a pretty good spot, but it is what it is. So I don't manage to do much damage. He gets to burger. And at this point, like, this is a really bad situation for me, because 2 villagers lost and Kremlin being delayed was pretty bad. So I decided to go for high trade house, and I decided to go for it here because I was like, he's not gonna scout here because I killed his scout earlier. So I was like, he's not gonna scout here. I didn't want to make it here because I was like, it's kind of obvious in a way. So I just decided to go for it here, and I had archer ranges. Now, one of the mistakes I made, I should have built one archer range like here and one archer range here, so that my crossbows are not in the same position basically. So this landmark finishes, and I send the rest of the villagers here. So now, like, this is already game over, right? Like, this is not looking good. I got like 15 man-at-arms in my base, right? And I'm not really doing enough damage to them. But I decided to obviously play it out, so I'm trying to like put crossbows in the TC, and I'm trying to kite. And I actually defend this. Like, I'm kiting with my crossbows. I had some crossbows in TC. He kills one of the archer ranges. And slowly I start clearing this up. Meanwhile, he's like getting the relics and all the good stuff. He finds this. And if you look, the worker count is 11 higher, so that's pretty bad. But like I said, I clean up, which was an achievement in itself, I feel like, from that position. But again, if I just put this Kremlin like here, this game I think would have been like clean as fuck for me. Like, he would have gone burger and it would have completely flopped. Because my age up would have been like at least a minute faster. And if he arrived that I was already producing, like if he's here and I'm already producing 2 crossbows, the game's over. But it is what it is, right? I made some bad decisions and it did not work out too well. So now he transitioned to horsemen. I was already making barracks, but a bit too late. So I'm trying to clear this up. I do. And behind it, I go for a second TC, because I knew I'm behind on villagers. So I was like, well, I gotta do something, you know, like I can't just... I knew I'm behind, so I had to kind of try get myself back into it. Probably should have gotten the deer gathered faster because they were front, but yeah. So here he starts pumping units. He's got his own farms going, and he got food on both sides. So he got food on this side and on this side. And this landmark helped me like quite a lot, but obviously, like I said, a bit too far behind. So I was almost like comfortable enough. Like, I feel like if I had another minute, maybe I could have held. But he attacks now, which was a pretty good timing, because now I'm finally like, I'm starting to get my upgrades, which I had none for blacksmith because I was so behind. And I started making siege. So like, if I had another minute, I would have double siege workshop with 20% extra wood from the wooden fortress. And I feel like maybe I could have held with siege, because I think I would be a lot better in these siege battles at least. So here he pushes in. You can see he has way more army. The villager count is not looking that bad anymore. Relics are 3 versus 2. I kill his mangonel with my mangonel. Now I'm getting some good shots on the archers, but eventually my mango goes down. I think there's Springle. My Springle AFK. And he's just got too many bloody archers. And I lose the game. So, yeah, I think it's kind of weird to say, like, I don't think that in that matchup, I think I had the better matchup. But I just played it really bad. Like, I don't necessarily think I played it bad. It's just like I made a very bad decision, which was placing the Kremlin in the middle. Like, that was, I think, the biggest mistake. Because I think after that, I didn't play that bad. Like, I feel like a micro crossbow is fine and stuff. I was so, like, thrown off by that whole thing. Because that's, like, the worst thing to happen to you in a best of 7. Where in the first game, something happens that you didn't expect. Or some kind of situation where it's like, oh, shit. And you lose the game because of it. It was not a good start to the series. Like I said, Rus was better on that map in my opinion. And I don't think that strategy with Burger is that good. I think it shouldn't work against most civs. You know, he executed it well, and I made like I said, the Kremlin decision, and it is what it is. This was the second game, and it was Golden Heights, and this is what I was mentioning. I didn't know which civ to pick, because I was like, if I pick like English and he picks Mongols, I'm fucked. If, you know, I pick this, he picks that, I'm fucked, and I'm down 1-0. So I didn't want to risk it. So I looked at the other maps, and I said, okay, well, China is not really good on any of the other maps. Like, there's not any map that's remaining where I'm like, ooh, China is like really good here, right? I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pick China, and I'm just gonna, if I lose, I lose, right? But he will pick one of the strong hybrid civs, so it will kind of give me more intel what he wants to do. So I went with China, and because he is Mongol, and I don't know why, again, the first 2 games I made some stupid decisions. In the first one, I feel like I didn't necessarily make, like, it was a big decision that was wrong, but it wasn't like that crazy wrong. Because I just forgot about the prelate, right? I was just like, oh fuck, I forgot that HRE's prelate and can pull it, right? In this game, so for those that don't know, China beats Mongol if you fight on hybrid maps. Like, spear versus spear, China wins, because China gets more food drop-off from the mill. So you will actually have more units. But for some reason, kind of similar to Kremlin, but this one was much worse decision, I decide to actually not contest the water at all. I decide to just age up to feudal and go to TC. Which I don't know why, because like the Kremlin thing, obviously there's a logical thing behind it. You block the sacred site and all that. This was just like, there's no reason for me to do this. Like, if this was Ottoman, it doesn't make any sense for me to fight Ottoman, right? Because of the Mehter. But because this was Mongol, I should have just fought. But for some reason I didn't. And I was like, yeah, this is gonna work for sure. I get a lot of sheep, actually, which was good. But the problem is, now he has water, right? So, I age up. And this game, as I was playing it, I was like, I am not in a good position. And I started feeling very, not nervous, but I started feeling very uncomfortable. Like, I was like, oh, this is not going well. Like, I knew in the middle of the game, I was like, this is not going well. Like, whoa. Like, what is happening? And after this game ended, I lost this one as well. After this game ended, I literally said out loud, what am I doing? You know? Like, I was like, what am I doing? Like, what is happening? I don't play like this. Like, what decisions I'm making? I don't know what the fuck's happening. You know? So, I'll speed it up. Like, he gets the water here, and whoever gets the waters on hybrid maps has such a crazy economic advantage. It's just really, really fucking good, right? So here he goes for Silver Tree. I managed to block it, which was nice, because then he had to make a horseman. I wall off this, so I'm like, okay, we're chilling. Now this is the thing, right? This is another bad decision. I know he has water, because why wouldn't he? I'm not contesting it. I knew he has trade, and I knew he has trade like when he started building it. It's not like I scouted it late. And I know you have to attack the trade, right? Like, I knew that. And then I made this decision, which I've done once before. It was against Vortex, actually, on Hill and Dale, when it was China against Malians. And I was like, I'm gonna go to TC anyway. Because I was like, you know, I made this wall, it's gonna hold him long enough. I should have just fucking made 4 archer ranges, 1 barracks, and I should have just done the Jugunu all in. You know? But again, I made such a bad decision here, and I was like, no, I delayed it long enough for like the trade, so I'm just gonna go 2 TC. And then I do something even worse. I go to TC, and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go castle actually. So I start going castle. Look, 7 workers on wood, like 6, 7 is more than you need. And then I start rallying onto the gold, and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna go castle. So I let the Mongol have free water and free trade. I mean, he's gonna break this. And I don't even know why I did it, you know? It was just such bad decision making for me. It was just such a bad decision making. And then here, I'm like, oh fuck, I need to make units. So then I send a bunch of villagers to wood because I'm like, oh, I might actually die because he's making units. So I just knew this game was like, I'm doomed, kind of thing. Because now I knew he's trading. I mean, I can see the traders going in now. So you can see now I'm adding Jugunu, but I'm not really committing because I'm only on 2. He ages up to castle. He has more units than me. He has better economy than me. And I was just like, yeah. Yep, cock. So now he just pushes in, and I mean, I just straight up die. Like, I didn't have eco for any of the upgrades, and I didn't have plus weapons for Jugunu. It was just a, like, I don't know. This game was my worst game. Like, not only I played it bad, but I also made multiple, not small mistakes. I made like massive decision, just fuck ups. Like, I made massive mistakes here. And, well, I lost again. So, the first game, he played Archery, I played Rus. So I feel like neither of us play their best civs. But I was just like, whatever. You know, I lost to Prelate, I forgot about it. Like, it is what it is. I didn't really take it like, oh no, I'm losing. Second game, I felt very bad because of how I played. But at the same time, I was like, okay, it's not that bad because I played China, which is not my top 5 civ even right now. And he played Mongols, which I think he's very good with, right? So I was like, that's not a bad trade-off. And he gave away one of his strong civs. And not just his strong civs, but a strong civ, which is Mongols. So I was like, it's not bad. Like, I was like, I'm down 2-0, but I was like, it's a best of 9. Like, you know, it's a lot of games to be played, right? So, game 3, the pit. I didn't know what to pick here. I thought about picking Delhi, but I wanted to save it because I had other plans for Delhi, and I'll tell you guys later. The pit was this map, and then there were more hybrid maps, 2 more hybrid maps. So I was like, okay, I have English, I have Delhi, I have Mongol, and I have Ottoman. So I have 4 civs that I can play on the hybrid maps, but there's 3 hybrid maps to go. No, it was 2 hybrid maps to go. So I was like, okay, 2 hybrid maps to go. I have 4 potential civs, so that I can still do mind gaming, or I can still like make him wonder what I'm gonna play. So I could use one of the hybrid civs here. So I was like, I practice Mongol on this map, and I practice Mongol trade on this map, because this is one of the best trade maps. I was like going through the matchups. I was like, okay, if I pick Mongol, what matchup can I get that's not good for me? And I kid you not, I said, okay, he has 8 civs remaining. I thought he wouldn't play China, by the way, not French. And I was like, okay, the only matchup that would be bad here would be Ottoman. I was like, any other matchup, if he picks, I'm actually fine with it. Like, more than I'm comfortable. But Ottoman has just an advantage against Mongols because Mongol is a civ that works on, like, you know, they don't have walls, they don't have usually masses of units. They work off of, like, you know, a Russian castle and lancers and all that. But the Ottoman is the opposite. They work off of massing units, and Mongol is like the opposite of massing units, right? So I was like, the only matchup I don't want is Ottoman. So I was like, do I pick Mongol? Do I risk it? It's like a 1 in 7 basically. If he doesn't play 1 save, it's 1 in 7. And he usually plays Ottoman on hybrid maps. And I was like, fuck it. Because if I keep waiting, he might keep saving Ottoman and I might get fucked in the end. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. So we're doing the picks and I click Mongol and it shows and he picks Ottoman and I'm like, oh my god. And I remember I was really like, this is not going well. I was like, this is bad. Because if I lose this one, it's 3-0. You know, like that's bad. So I get this, you know, matchup again and I was like, fuck, it is what it is. The game starts. My gold is here, which is actually not that important for what I was about to do. But my stone was like, I was just like, really? Could it be fucking farther away? Because look where my TC was. And I'm just like... So, if you are playing Mongol, do not fight against Ottoman in Dark Age. Do not. You will not win. You're gonna straight up lose the game straight away. So, because if you both make spears and he gets mech there eventually, you're dead. Like, or he gets the healing imams, you're dead. So I was like, okay, it's not a good matchup, but let's go trade. I don't know how much experience he has playing against trade, the way I do it, and I don't know. Like, I'll just try to delay the game. I was very ready that this was a loss, by the way. Like, in my mind, this was a 3-0. So I was just like, okay, let's just play. Let's just not play sloppy, like in game 2. Let's just not play shit. Let's kind of get back into it. So this was the game where I started feeling better with my, like, clicking and just more precise. Where I felt like I was micring better. And I was making, like, clearer decisions. Like, I was like, okay, I'm going for this. I'm scouting. Okay, he's doing that. I'm doing this. Like, I started playing more, not necessarily like myself. I just started making good decisions. So I go Silver Tree. He had Imperial School. And I just have Khan here shoot. So I don't want to double produce traders. I only want to produce 1 round double, okay? So what I did, I didn't make traders now. I moved the Silver Tree immediately here because I didn't want him to attack the Uwu because it would have died. So what he did, he blocks the Silver Tree and that actually saves my Uwu, which you will see in a bit. So even though, like right now I could make a trader, but 150 wood I felt like was much better to save on. Because if this scout was attacking the Uwu the whole time, the Uwu would have died. And then that's bad. So I get the archer out. He blocks here a little bit, but eventually I place the Silver Tree. I get my market on the bottom. And I get archer range, I get barracks, and I just start producing units, you know. So obviously, in his position, you have to just make units and you have to attack. Like, you cannot let the trade run loose. Doesn't matter what matchup it is. Oh, I do a really cool thing here, where I managed to kill the scout, and that's pretty big. Like, losing scout this early is very bad at this level. Because right now, if you look at his vision, he can't see shit. Like, he doesn't know where the traders are. you know, he doesn't know if I have units here. I could technically be watching his army with my Khan, even though Khan is here, but I could be watching his army and he wouldn't know. He has no idea where anything is, so it's very hard to play from that position. And I think he remakes a scout very soon, because you just can't play without it. So I start getting blacksmith. My first 2 traders are coming, 150 gold each, which is gonna buy me some military upgrades. I already got the wheelbarrow and double broadaxe. So I see some units here. He actually over-engages a little bit and loses a lot of health in those 2 guys. So that was a good start for me, you know. Now I had a pretty decent vision. So this tower basically gave me full vision. And I actually built it here to kind of protect this side a bit, and I was gonna get deer eventually, but I actually never went on to deer. I didn't want to risk it. So here I see everything. So my army was on the bottom. He's attacking this with spears. And I managed to deliver the traders. I managed to do a little block here so that he doesn't kill the trader. I speed him up and he decides to go back. I pick those guys off. So I was like, okay, it's not bad. I get a tower here, which is another, you know, point where I can defend. He loses his Sipahi here, but I think he kills like an archer or 2 and a trader. But overall, the trade is going, right? I got 5 traders. I'm not overcommitting. I'm just producing 1 at a time, and they're 60-30. So even if I lose trader here and there, it's not bad. You know, like, it's not game ending. This was pretty bad. So here I overextend, but I snipe another scout, which was again very, very good, because if he goes in now, he doesn't see anything. So I was very adamant about killing scouts and killing Mechters. The moment I saw Mechter, I insta-fucking targeted it. Another thing I did with Khan, and I did this whole game, I would run my Khan here, and I would shift-click R and then go back, so that I have vision if he goes for a run-by here to the bottom side. So now I have vision for 30 seconds with the Falcon, if he's doing the run-bys. So here, the tower is targeting the Mechter already, as you can see. And I decided to go for engage. And this was, I think, pretty bad engage for him. So he's trying to go for the tower. The funny thing is, this tower doesn't actually protect anything. Which is kind of the funny part. Because I have another tower coming in the back. So this tower is kind of just for vision, but it's upgraded. So he commits a lot, and he proceeds to lose archers. He loses Mechter here. The tower starts burning. And the Mechter goes down here. Now, why was this bad? Well, I lost 1 archer and I think maybe a spearman. He lost like 3 archers, Mechter, and a scout. Okay, I lost a few units here as well. So now, not only he can harass the traders, because he doesn't have vision, he also doesn't have movement speed with Mechter. So he needs to wait for Mechter to come out, which buys me more time, which was obviously very good for me. So he actually remade, I didn't even know this, he remade Mechter from stables, which is pretty expensive because it's 80 gold and 100 food. So that was like a big pickoff. And I managed to repair the tower, by the way. So the tower doesn't even go down. Like, I think if tower went down, this is still a good trade for me. The fact that the tower survived is like insane, and he lost another Sipahi here. So now, I was like, okay, this is going well so far. I still wasn't like too confident, but I was like, this is going well. I went to do the Falcon thing, but instead I had to put it here, and I see his army, and I was like, oh, that's a big army actually. So I was like, I don't think I can fight that. I have 13 archers, he's got 14, and he's got attack speed, right? So I'm like, okay, I gotta give up the trade. So I lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 traders here. And I lose the tower and I lose the market. So I was like, okay. I didn't see this as like, oh, this is really bad. Because I was like, okay, I'm still ahead in economy. Because I have 6 traders, 5 or 6 traders. that means I had 5 or 6 workers. And these guys have done few trips, so I got the value. So I wasn't like, oh, this is really bad, I'm losing. I was like, I got the value out of those traders. Doesn't matter. I'm just gonna shorten the trade and keep trading. Because it's extra income anyway. So I put my market here. I pick off a couple of archers here. So every once in a while I would pick off an archer or 2 here, which was really nice. And here I was like, well, I gotta stand my ground here because, oh yeah, check this. So I insta put tower on the Mehter again. And the reason why I gotta stand my ground here is because if he breaks here, then I'm gonna be defending from this point, which would be very awkward. And this is also gonna do damage, right? So I put the tower on Mehter. And I just try to snipe it. Another one. So now it's like a cooldown. Now I know, okay, he can't fight again until another Mehter arrives. So this bought me a lot of time. The 2 Mehter snipes bought me a shitload of time. So now what I did, I'm only getting 27 gold by the way, and 2 food, 2 wood, which is not a lot. But again, like a lot of people would see that and be like, oh, that's really bad. But that's still 31 resources extra he does not get. So, you know. So my plan was to just keep extending the trade as I feel more and more comfortable. I just keep extending it. So now because I killed Mehter, I think I changed it now. I feel pretty comfortable, right? So I extended the line a bit. And I'm getting 51 gold. This was 27, this is 51. Right? So, because I'm like, well, I got the tower here. So I get the age up. And I'm like, okay, I'm getting castle. This is good. This is good. I got trade. I'm getting castle. This is good. So, this is good stuff. I started adding production buildings. I started adding stables. I was adding, like, I had 10 pastures, by the way, which is plenty of food. Like, I'm kind of done with the food. So I was like, okay, I got trade. I got food set up. So I got my gold with step breakdown, with trade, and pastures. I got infinite wood. Eventually, he will run out of food and he has to go farms, right? So I just have to hold. I just have to trade and hold, and that's it. I age up, he ages up. And I put 10 workers on gold because I was like, I'm gonna use a lot of gold for upgrades. I'm gonna, you know, get lancers, and this trade is not like super good trade. So while extra income, it's not enough for what I need right now. And I got 13 traders. I sent 2 men at arms, by the way. I was just like, fuck it. I'll do some harassment or some shit. Now you can see that traders are still going, you know. 51G per trip. And the fact that he actually hit castle, in a way, made me more comfortable, because I'm like, okay, we're both in castle, which means he's not super all-inning in feudal, so it's gonna slow down the game a bit, which is good for me who's trading the situation. So now I killed Sipahis, so I extend my trade a bit longer. Now I'm getting 77 gold. And now 77 gold and 7 food and 7 wood is 81? No, 91? No, 92, right? 91. So that's 91 resources. And now this is now serious amount of gold, right? Like 77 gold every time basically he drops off. I almost get like enough gold for a lancer, you know? And with how many traders? 18 traders? That's a lot of gold, right? So at this point, I was like, I'm in a good spot. I'm not going to greed it out. I'm not going to put the trade here. I don't need it. I'm ahead. So I just make more towers because I wanted to get sprinkled upgrades. So now this is where the push comes. I'm getting lumber thing. I got +2 arrows. I got +2 arrow attack. Now I'm getting like pure lancer. I think my production was like pure lancer, some men at arms, and crossbows. That was it. And I upgraded my spearmen and upgraded my archers. One very important upgrade that I got is this, or this. This is a very underrated upgrade, and it's one of the best upgrades that you can get. So, by upgrading the whistling arrows, your things last longer. The arrows that you do. So instead of, I don't know the exact numbers, I think it's 2 seconds, right? Without any upgrades, when your con does the arrow, for example, attack speed arrow, you get it for 2 seconds. But when you upgrade it, you get it for 5. And now that might not seem like a big deal, but I have 32 archers and 9 crossbows. So when I do attack speed arrow, I get 50% attack speed for 5 seconds, which is insane. That's like pre-nerf English with network of citadels shooting for 5 seconds. I think you want advanced engineering here? No, you don't. It's gonna take too long to build them. So siege engineering is like the only thing that it does. It would be a very bad thing to get here, because the only time you want to improve siege engineering is if you're attacking and you're doing a siege push, or if you don't have enough resources, so you're trying to save resources because you don't need to build a siege workshop. You basically trade stone for siege workshop. And then what you pay is your units being AFK. So instead what I did is I just made siege workshop, because if I started making a springald here and it attacks me, I don't get a springald, and then Mangonel kills me. So I made a siege workshop instead, and I instantly queued up a springald, because he's Ottoman, obviously, so he's gonna have Mangonel from the Mehmed Imperial armory soon, and it's coming, so my springald timing was like perfect. And I also have a second upgrade for wood soon, so my wood income wasn't an issue. So here he's kind of poking. I see Mangonel coming. My springald's out, so I'm like, okay, this is perfect, this is good. I kept selecting his army to see how much of what he has. And I was like, okay, his army is not good. Like, he has 10 crossbows and 7 lancers, which most of the other stuff is just archers and sipahis, which sipahis against this army are like whatever. And if you look at my army, I have 11 lancers, 18 spearmen, 11 crossbows, and archers. So I was like, the spearmen will do wonders against this much cavalry. And obviously I have more lancers, and I was producing out of like 3 stables, and I had double barracks, and I had 4 archer ranges, so I'm just pumping out gold units. So something monka happens here. So I'm like, this is perfect. Like, he's getting baited, like he's attacking. I'm running, I'm about to turn, so my lancers are about to charge in. And my springald is about to shoot. And look what this idiot springald does. So the springald gets stuck by these 7 idiots over here. And somehow this is not in range. I don't know how the fuck this is not in range, but apparently it's not. So my springald goes around, and I'm like, oh god. So the first shot goes through, and this idiot just keeps running around. And you can see the attack speed arrow comes out, and my archers are just farming. So he entered a big concave, and what ended up happening is he notices, like, almost immediately, this is not a good fight. Like, he notices immediately, like, this is not a good fight. So he turns around. Now, he had Mehter in the other control group, which you can see because Mehter was all the way in the back. But what is the problem? I don't know this for a fact, but I would assume that his whole army was on, let's say, hotkey number 1, his Mangonel was hotkey number 2, his Mehter was hotkey number 3. So what happened was, when he saw that he has a bad engagement, he clicked 1, moved back, and if you do that with Mehter, Mehter wants to be in the back. So his whole army formation shuffled, but then he manually moved Mehter out. So all the archers and crossbows went in the back, and his range literally ran into my units. And he loses, like, I mean, look at the bodies. He loses, like, all the archers. And now he realizes there's no point kind of running, so he just decides to go for engage. Obviously doesn't work at this point. And yeah, at this point, like, I actually wanted to extend this all the way down. I was like, I'm not risking it, fuck it. I have 24 traders, like, I'm not risking it. I don't want to open myself up for more harass. I was making a tower here just for vision. I was also getting relics, because I was like, why not? I started raiding with lancers, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I can just kill him, but let's not risk, you know? Let's, you know, why? Why would I risk it? Just like, I'll just make, I made like 3-4 Springles, and then I was making a Mangonel. I was actually waiting for Mangonel to attack, because I didn't want to insta-counter attack and get jebaited or some shit, and then like I lose a bunch of traders. And here, he goes for a raid, and I think he just saw like all the traders, and he realizes like, okay, this is over. And it sure was. So, yeah, after this game, I was like, okay, that's very good. Because, like I said, this is a matchup that is usually not good for Mongols at all. So I was like, fuck yeah, you know, I won this, and I felt pretty good about that one. Now, after that game just ended, we had a break, and as we were about to start, I had to take another 2 minutes, because I started having cold sweats during this. And again, I'm not saying that, like, if I lost, people would be like, oh, he's just coping. He's just coping while he lost. He's just making up excuses. Well, because I won, let me tell you, okay? Because now I'm allowed to say. I was cold, but at the same time, I was sweating. Like, I don't sweat on my neck here. I was sweating so much. And I was like, oh, God, I felt like I'm gonna faint. Because I just felt bad, you know, I just felt sick. And I was like deep breathing, and I had to change my t-shirt because I was like sweating like insane. I was touching my hands, they were completely cold, or my arms, they were completely cold, and I felt like I was gonna fucking puke how warm I am. So I went to the bathroom and I was like washing my face with cold water, and I was like, okay, just deep breaths, calm down. You're not sick, Copium, you're gonna be fine. And then I went back and I played this game. So, by the way, you know what I find funny? You guys know, if I lost this finals, you know there would be people that are like, ah, oh, he's coping that he was sick, that's why he lost. I wouldn't have said anything, by the way. But, you know, people would say that shit, right? Like, ah, oh, he's gonna say it's because he lost. Like, bro, I've been sick for 8 days. Also, I had kidney stones at the Red Bull tournament. Did I say once I lost Red Bull because I had kidney stones? Did I say once that? I had kidney stones 2 weeks before Red Bull tournament. I went to ER multiple times. I would go to ER, get pain injections, right? I would come back home and I would practice for 10 hours. And then I would be in pain. I would lie down. I never once, after losing to Marine Lord, I never once said, you know, if I didn't have kidney stones, I would win. I never said that. Never. And kidney stones are a bitch. Okay? Let me tell you. Kidney stones are very painful. And not once I said, you know what, if I didn't have kidney stones, I would have won. I would have played better. Obviously, if you have no pain, you'd play better. But I never made the excuse. I said, I lost. You know, Marine Lord played better. He was on point. That's it. And then I find it funny that people are like, he would make excuses because he has bronchitis, that's why he lost. Bro, you fucking stupid ass bitch! What now? I won. What now? Huh? Thank you. Anyway, this game. So I was feeling pretty good, and I was expecting this matchup. I mean, he probably was too. Abbasid on I don't even know what you play on Lipany, to be honest. I genuinely don't know. Because I was thinking about it, like, before the game, and I was like, what do I play here? I was thinking maybe Ottoman? But I was like, if he picks Delhi, I don't like that matchup. And Vortex and him practice a lot of Delhi versus Ottoman. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to run into Delhi as Ottoman necessarily. Also, I didn't want to pick Delhi because Delhi against Abbasid is, in my opinion, actually very good for Abbasid. I don't know when that changed, but let me tell you, kids. Back in the day, Abbasid was trashing Delhi. And then at some point, it felt impossible for Abbasid to win. I don't know what the fuck happened, but I remember I was losing me Abbasid versus Delhi's against like rank 100 on ladder. I was like, how the fuck are you even supposed to win this matchup? This was, well, I know what happened. This was when people played Dome of Faith actually with healing. This is pre-nerf healing. So basically Delhi would just build a bunch of scholars, get in your base, and just out-heal the TC damage, right? But then, after they nerfed the healing, now Abbasid, I feel like, just trashes Delhi. Because you just have so much more eco as Abbasid, you just have way more units. So, to answer your question, why I didn't pick Delhi here? Well, if you picked Abbasid and I picked Delhi, I'm fucked. So, I was like, not gonna risk it. So I was like, I'll just pick Abbasid, fuck it. Let's play a mirror. If that happens, let's play a mirror. If he picks Delhi, then I'm Abbasid, so cool. I still believe in Delhi versus Abba. I don't. It's a struggle. It's funny how that matchup works, Delhi versus Abbasid. It's always like, it's never been like a balanced, oh, both sides can win. It's always one side is favored or the other one is. There's never anything in between in the past, like, however long AoE4 has been out. So, yeah, so this game I actually fully expected is gonna go for, Eco Wing. I did not expect Trade Wing, and, the fact that my scout is in my base, not even scouting for it, tells you how much I did not expect it. I don't know why I didn't expect it, but I scouted. Look, like, I'm not even scouting for it. You know, I'm just going around. Like, I'm just so, like, oh, he's not gonna go Trade Wing. So, I see it only now, and I was just like, oh. Fuck. Because now, it's too late, brother. It's too late. In order to counter the trade from Abbasid, you need to see it when this is upgrading. If you see it now, it's already too late. Because I'm already on stone, my workers are running to stone, I'm making a fucking barracks, and I need like horsemen or some shit. So I was just like, oh, fuck. Yikes. So, I didn't know what to do, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just make a second TC and then I'll push. Now, he defended this game pretty well. I mean, I killed a lot of traders, but killing traders does not really do anything. So, yeah. Now, the spawn for trade, I'm gonna just say it was really good. It was really good. I mean, if I went for trade, it was also really good, right? Look at that. Fuck it, mine might have been even better if I traded, to be fair. And I actually thought about it when I scouted this initially. I was like, maybe I should go Trade Wing. But I didn't. So, this spawn on both sides is really good for trade. So if you look, his trade post is right where his TC can kind of shoot. So this gets protected by the TC, right? So this whole area is TC protected. Then he has a wood line protecting like the front a bit more. Then he has this wood line protecting this. Then there's small space here that you can easily wall. Then there's a fucking mountain that you can, you know, do boop, 2 walls. And then there's a wood line that fucking walls off even more. So he just made a tiny wall here. So the spawn was, again, for both sides. Mine was probably even better, like I said. So, I was just like, oh, fuck me. Because I knew in the game I'm too late already. Like, I knew, like, there's no way this works. Like, I would need to not only play, like, godlike, but he would need to make massive blunders to lose this. Because, he's already, I think this is his, let's see. I think this is his first... Oh no, this should be his second trade that he's completed. Right? I'm actually not sure. But yeah, so now he's got 4 fucking markets. Look at him. 5 markets. That's crazy. Like, I do opposite trade sometimes, but I'm not a chat enough to do 5 fucking markets at 8 minutes. So it starts off good, by the way. I pick off an archer, I pick off a villager. I'm harassing here. I lose this horseman because I'm shit. I'm killing archers. And I was like fucking, you know, Neo in the Matrix. I'm like starting to believe, you know? I'm like, hold up. I'm doing it, you know? Getting some units for free. I got my second TC. I'm adding production. And I just started harassing 2 sides at the same time. I harassed this side. I killed 2 traders here, I think. And then I get stuck like a stepsister in a washing machine here. Wait, did he not realize that this is... Oh, he probably walled off later. So here I'm doing some harassment. I'm losing units. So this is the problem with... or not with the trade, but this is the problem when trying to kill trade. Who says that? Listen. Anyway. This is the problem with the trade. You want to stop the trade, right? So you die for traders, right? Because you want to kill the traders. But every time you kill the traders, you usually lose the units. So even though you have more units, they have less units, because you're losing units, killing traders, what does that mean? That means that suddenly he has more units, and he has more traders. So, even though I was, 7 eco units killed, that's like 3 villagers I think, and the rest was traders. Here I'm like fucking going in, poggers. Hey, look at his unit count, right? It's kind of... You can see in the unit count now. Like, I'm just trying to raid as much as possible, but it's just like... I kill off a trader, 2 traders. I lose nothing there. But, again, it's like, they're 40-40. Like, they do 1 trip. Not only they paid off, but they gave him extra, you know? So... He runs into me here. He loses a couple, but... doesn't matter too much. And this is where I'm like, I'm going for the big push, bro. And then I see his army and I'm like, I'm not going for the big push. I'm gonna just run away. I'm doing some more raiding here. Oh, here I do like a little bait on this side, and then I send the shift Q these back. Look at this. 1. Oh, 1, 2, 3. I wonder if I could have won this game somehow. So here he reaches castle, and I'm about to hit castle 2. So I was like, let's say he does trade. Can I actually win this? Because I was like, I'm already getting farms, and I know he's not on farms, right? So I was like, maybe if I hold? So I walled up everything. And I made one mistake here, which I don't know why, but I was convinced that I have 4 or 5 barracks. I only had 2. So you can see my food. I actually wasn't producing units fully during age up. I don't know why. Because I was like, oh, I should save up resources for men-at-arms and lancers and all that. And I completely just ignored the fact that I might just die straight away. So he gets like, he got his upgrades immediately, like the veteran upgrades for everything. And he got the health upgrade, which bootcamp, which I did not, I forgot. Because I was like, oh fuck, I'm about to die. I go for a mango now here. And my veteran upgrades are nowhere close to being done. The mango comes out, but he miters pretty well against it. And if you look at my barracks... Wait, where's my second one? It's here. Look at my queue. And I think like it was around this time where I'm like, what, where are my units? And I realized I have no barracks. And I was like, So, I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is a loss. Like, even if I survive there. Oh, at one point, I built a ram earlier and I rammed his market. And I guess now he's doing a shorter trade, but he didn't even notice. That's kind of funny. Oh my god, and his trade was fucked here too. Oh my god, man. Maybe if I held, I could have... I mean, he would have noticed this eventually. But he is losing like... Okay, he noticed already. Okay, never mind. But yeah, he has way more production, I think. And he just like hit the exact good timing, you know? When I didn't have my veteran up. I mean, now I got veteran upgrades, but I got no fucking units, you know, so... And I was already going for more stone because I was like, I'm just going to make 5 TCs or something. Or 4 TCs to get up the eco count a bit more. Maybe I could have like played the long game. Eventually I would have needed to go for trade as well. But it's hard to say. Like, I think if I survive this, like if somehow the game stabilizes where he can't attack me and I can't attack him, he has advantage because of trade. But I would have advantage because I'm more experienced, I think, in Imperial. So I don't know. It's hard to say, right? But in general, like, he defended this pretty well. And, I mean, that's a lot of traders, brother. 32. So yeah, he kills me right here. This is where I notice I don't have barracks. Okay. And I tap out. So now I am down 3-1. And like, I know a lot of you guys have asked me like, oh, how did that feel? What did you think about this at that point? Oh, I felt good. I felt good, brother. Do you know why? Because I don't really put too much emphasis how good someone else's civ is. Like, all I care is how good I feel playing my civ, right? Because I feel that if I'm good with something, it doesn't matter how good someone is with their civ. Like, if I'm feeling confident in what I'm playing, it doesn't matter, right? As long as it's not like some crap matchup. So, I was down 3-1, but I was like, okay, he's played some civs he plays a lot. I lost some games that, you know, maybe I shouldn't have lost, or maybe I just made wrong decisions. But I didn't feel like, man, he's destroying me. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't feel like, oh, I got no chance. Like, I'm getting kind of demolished right now. Marine Lord said Vortex and Lucifron always pick their best civs first. Maybe that's true, I don't know. But I didn't feel like, oh, I'm in trouble because it's 3-1. Because I kept thinking, like, it's a best of 9. Like, he has to win 2 more games, you know? And then I was like, ooh, but I gotta win 4. And I remember, like, I actually thought this. I was like, well, I did 4-0 Marine Lord. So if I 4-0'd him, I can 4-0 LucifroN as well. And I was like, okay. Because I have paint image. I'm not gonna show it because there's a lot of civ information that I have there. But basically, when I play tournaments, I have paint with all the civs, all the maps. It's kind of like all the maps and then all the civs that I play on each map. And then on the side, I have the map pool we're playing, my civs, opponent civs, and then I kind of like cross-reference who can play what or where I can play what, and if he plays this, I play that. And then I looked at it before this game, and I was like, I mean, I still have my best civs remaining. Like, I haven't played any of my best civs yet. And it's 3-1, right? And I was like, it's 3-1, but also the games I lost, I could have won with my not so good civs. So I felt pretty confident, funnily enough, right? So what I had left at this point from the civs, I had English Delhi, HRE Malian, Ottoman, and French. Obviously nobody plays French at top level. So I had like 5 really strong civs. Like really, not just strong civs, but my strong civs, right? So I felt pretty confident, and I know he's used some of his best already. Like, I would say the only one that I'm good with that I used was Mongol, maybe? So Basin was the next map, and I was like, well, if he picks Malians, I'm confident in Malian Mirror. If he picks anything else from what he had remaining, I don't really care. Like, I'm confident. So I was like, I'll just pick Malian. Like, Malian, you can play it on every map, but open maps Malian is really good. And I was like, no matter what he picks, we chillin'. So, this is my theory, and I don't know this, I didn't ask him, right? I think he picked China here, because he thought I'm gonna pick Delhi. Because this is a very good Delhi map, and China is very good against Delhi. So I was like, when we locked in the picks, I was like, did you try to snipe my Delhi? Hell nah, brother. And this is where, or actually the previous game, Opposite vs. Opposite, is when I started reading his picks really well. Even though I didn't know what he was going to play here. Malian vs. China, I was like, sure, bro. Let's go. So I felt really confident. Like, I was like chill here. I actually thought he was going to Barbican rush me, to be fair. Because I know LucifroN and Vortex don't play too much China. When I say don't play too much, like, they play as much China as I play French. But the difference is, even though I don't play French, I can't play it really well. I can still play French and beat like 99.9% of player base, you know? Because French is fairly simple. It's pretty straightforward. You make knight, you make archers, poggers. China, on the other hand, is, I talked about this yesterday a bit. If you don't play China, you don't know how to play China. Because if you play Rus, you also know how to play French, you know. If you play Delhi, you kind of know how to play Ottoman, because their armies and fights work the same. But if you haven't played China, you don't know how to play China, you know. There's no civ that's really similar to it. Oh, that's funny, I didn't even know this. So he actually was here already, and he decided to go all the way around. So I told you I thought he's gonna Barbican rush. But he actually went for a tower rush. And I have not played against this once. But I remember seeing the villagers go over. And I remember thinking, this cannot be good. Like, this was the moment where, when this happened, I was like, he doesn't know how to play China. And I don't mean this is like, an insult or something. I mean, there's some civs I'm fucking awful with. And LucifroN and Vortex, like, both of their styles are very aggro, and they don't play China-like style. You know what I mean? So I was like, this is not good. So I did a little thing here, which was bad, but it is what it is. I decided to snipe the tower before it ended. I didn't lose anything, I lost some mining time, but I was like, shouldn't have done that kind of thing, but whatever. So, now what I do know is that I can defend this pit mine, and I knew this immediately. Like, the moment the tower was up, I knew like, okay, this is not gonna go down, we chillin'. Because I can defend the pit mine being attacked outside of the tower range. I killed one spearman here. There he is. And And I felt so confident, I just went on with my plan. Like, I went pro scouts, I went stables, I just played normal Malian. What I did here is I put a javelin thrower in a perfect position. Look at that. It can shoot, but the tower cannot shoot it. And I made another one just for the giggles. He loses a spearman. I lose one villager here, which is pretty stupid. That's pretty bad. He's trying to set it on fire, and he does eventually. But I knew his age up was so late. Also, I don't know if they caught this, but this guy killed like 1 or 2 villagers as well. Oh yeah, he killed 1 villager. Good scout. On this side, because he has no pressure, I decided to just make a big gold vein pit, because I was like, why not? Like, China is not a civ that can just go out here and destroy this, so I was just like, yeah, I just go for it. And eventually, I pulled my villagers. I think I lost 1 here, maybe 2. Yeah, I lost 2 villagers here, but I got rid of the tower. The thing is, losing 2 villagers here is not that big of a deal. Do you know why that's not a big of a deal? Someone might be like, oh, 2 villager kills, that's crazy. Yeah, but he also just lost 2 villagers. So it's an even trade. And also his age up is delayed. So, oh my god. Okay, 1 villager. Kick that was. I got pro scouts and I start taking his deer. So what I did, I saw that he was mining stone earlier because I was trying to harass it. So instead of taking 7 deer, I took 4, because no matter where he made his TC, I took half of the deer from that spot. Here I come with javelins. I think I killed few workers. 1 worker, 2 workers. So I was like, that's pretty good damage. I got a scout here. Scout for scout. That's very good for me because I can make my own scouts. He can't really because he has no stable. So, yeah, right now I felt like super far ahead. I mean, I'm taking the deer. I got 2 gold pit mines. 1 is the big one. I'm aging up. And I was like, he just planted his second DC. What's funny is I didn't even realize this. I thought I didn't even consider this. But he had no Barbican yet. It's 11 minutes into the game. And then when I came back here to attack, I saw Barbican and I was like, holy shit, he had no Barbican the whole time. Which means his eco is way worse than I actually thought. I age up here, I try to snipe this guy, doesn't work. I think I killed these 2 deer. I see stables here. So I'm like, okay, cool. I get mosque for relics, I'm getting my upgrades. Yeah, this is where I saw the Barbic and I was like, holy fuck, I didn't even realize. He didn't have it. So now, I go around, I went for the boar. I knew that he wasn't on these berries are expiring, these berries are gone. On the minimap, you can see that there's no deer mark. You can see how there's a deer mark here, right? There's no deer mark here, which means the deer are exhausted. So if he only has food here, that cannot support like 20 villagers. So he has to be on the boar. I went there. I thought he might have had tower. So the way I sent my units, if you look, I sent them behind the wood line. So instead of approaching like this and get risk seen by tower, I went around here so that he gets no vision until like the very last moment. Boom, boom, boom. Kill some villagers. I think I killed 4. So I felt pretty good about that. This was pretty unfortunate, running a relic right when he arrived, but it is what it is. And now, if you look at the army count, it's like kind of even, but, well, I'm ahead, right? But it's like, doesn't look that bad, but these are all castle units that I'm having, and yeah. And now I just chase him down. And the game ends. Amazing. Amazing. So I was like, okay, that's a good dub. You know, I won. Obviously, I used one of my strong saves, but like I said, I only had my strong saves remaining, so I wasn't like, ooh, I wasted Malian. It's like, well, you know what I mean? Like, it's a win. Like, if it was a first game and I used Malian against China, that'd be pretty bad. But the fact that I only had good saves remaining, it's like, well, I gotta use it anyway. So now, this map was Dry River. So this is where we're at. We played these 5. So there's a lot of mind games here that happen from both sides. So Dry River, Dry Arabia, Rocky Canyon, and Cauldron. So I had English Delhi, Ottoman, French, and HRE, right? So I had those, and he had English Rus, Delhi, French, and Malians. So this map was Dry River. Now there is Cauldron, which is a hybrid map, and I know that he loves playing Rus on that map. Rus is the decent on that map. But there is a counter. It's English. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna save English for Cauldron. So I kind of locked that in my mind. I was like, I'm playing English and Cauldron. So basically, there was a couple of possibilities here. So there's Dry River, Dry Arabia, Rocky Canyon. He had to have assumed that I would also do English and Cauldron. So I have HRE, Delhi, and Ottomans remaining. So it actually makes sense the most for me to use Delhi on Dry Arabia or Rocky Canyon and use HRE, which I've played before many times on Dry River, or use Ottoman on Dry River, which is a very good civ for Dry River. So that's the thought process, right, that people would have. So I was like, okay, he has English, he's gonna play Rus in the Cauldron, he has Delhi and Malians. And I was like, he's not gonna play Malians here, because I've never, the only time I've seen someone play Malians on hybrid maps is when I play them. From like the top players. So I was like, he's not gonna play Malians, he's not gonna play Rus here. So he's gonna play English or Delhi. And I was like, he's not gonna pick Delhi, sorry, because I played HRE here before, and HRE versus Delhi is a very good matchup for the HRE. So I was like, the only logical choice is if he picks English here. That would make the most sense. So I was like, if he picks English, then I go Delhi. So I don't go Ottoman, nor do I go HRE. I just go Delhi. Now, Delhi is not the best civ on this map, I would say, but it's really good if you get a good matchup. And Delhi versus English is a very good matchup for Delhi. Very, very good matchup for Delhi. It's always been. If you're struggling on the ladder against English, play Delhi. Delhi is probably the biggest counter, in my opinion, for English. So, we do the picks. I say, I'm going for a brother. I pick Delhi, and I see English. And that's when I was like, yes, baby. I figured it out. Because the next civs, which we're going to talk about later, the next maps, are more obvious what he has to go for. Because the remaining civs he has left, he has to play them on certain maps. But I don't. And you'll see why. So, I get this matchup and I'm like, I'm super confident. Like, I remember I was already thinking about the next map. Like, while we were waiting for the game, I was looking at the picks for the next map. Because I was like, I got this. Like, this is a good matchup for me. I've practiced Delhi on this map many times before. I've played Delhi on this map against any civ, every civ. And even when I play against China, I have won a lot of my games. Although China is probably the biggest counter to Delhi. So I was like, if I can beat China, I can beat fucking English, you know? So, we both go for the water. Now, he goes for the middle pawn, because he knows if we fight in Dark Age, Man-at-Arms will win. But I took the farthest pawn, because I thought, if he is going for some kind of Man-at-Arms shit, I want to be as far away as possible, so it takes the longer time to arrive. And also, when longbows arrive, I don't want to have my fishing ships here on the path. He's just gonna kill them, right? So we both age up. We both go fishing. He went a lot of fishing ships, I think. No? 5? I thought he had more. Yeah, he went like 7 or something. I don't know if maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe it was just 6. I went for 5. No, I went for 6 too, sorry. Oh, the reason... I usually go for 5 here. The reason I went for 6 is I was like, I'm probably going to lose water to longbows. So I might as well just try to vacuum the fish as fast as possible. And just kind of bail and get out of there. So here... he goes for the push. I scout this immediately, but I scouted the barracks, and I saw that he wasn't mining gold. He just went back to it, but he wasn't mining during the age up. What that means is, if you're not mining the gold during the age up, it means that you're very committed to your push because you're not looking for instant upgrades. Now, he did go back to the gold, but this meant there's only one thing he will do, which is like mega push, like just fucking go for it, right? So now he's getting gold, so I knew that my upgrades are gonna be faster, which is pretty nice for me. I should have built a Bagla here, maybe a dough into Bagla, or maybe I should have just opened with Bagla. But because I think if I went Bagla into dough, I would have held this much longer and I would have bought myself more time. Now, I also did scout. I don't know if it was already scouted or now I scouted. I scouted the other pawns and I saw he has no more docks. Which he should have gotten easily because he has map control, but he didn't. So I was like, okay, he's very committed. So what's the advantage of Delhi? That's what people ask in the chat. Well, number one is all my upgrades are free. So he has to mine gold. I don't. Number 2, Delhi is a civ that relies on mass units. English is kind of like Mongol. They don't. They can mass units, more than Mongol, but not as many as Delhi. And the English army is very immobile because it's all infantry and Delhi is horsemen. Delhi also has a lot of passive gold that you can get from sacred sites, so you will 99.999% of the time age up faster than English. English will never age up faster than Delhi. If English ages up faster than Delhi, you fucked up, bro. So here, I'm just making my production. I got 22 on wood. I'm making double blacksmith. So he kills... I only had 2 fishing ships here. I still had this. He kills that. And I made 2 doughs, I think, only. Or maybe even just 1. Because I was like, I'm not going to overcommit. Because he has no fishing either. So, like, if I'm on 1 fishing dock and he's on 1, then that's fine. So he comes in here. And at this point, I am just buying time. Like, I'm just waiting for my upgrades to finish. Because the longer we wait, the better it is for me, right? So my horticulture finish, my double broadaxe finish. He doesn't have wheelbarrow. I have wheelbarrows as Dark Age. So I know I'm getting more resources, or will get more resources. I mean, I'm already getting like 200 more. And it's only going to get better and better for me. So he comes in here. I'm picking up some reinforcements with the horsemen. And this is how to play against English 101. When English pushes you, you cut off their reinforcements with cavalry like this. You kill off longbows. You avoid spearmen. You force them to go back. Change the rally point to here. And when that happens, the moment I saw that, you saw that, I went here. I saw the unit standing. Then you go back and you crush his army. Because now I am fighting with my full army. And he's fighting with like 70-80% of his army. And that's the big weakness of English pushes like this. So now he kills the villager. I go for it. He actually microed really well here, to be fair to him. And I think he traded really well for the amount of units that there was. But, like, look at his army. This is like half the army, right? So he only fought with half. But it kind of doesn't matter. And now, I killed his army, like, good enough so that, or, you know, I killed enough of his army that I can take the sacred sites. If he only stood here with his full army, I wouldn't be able to take the sacred sites. But he can't just stand there either, because I will have more units eventually. That's the problem with this matchup. Whatever you do as English, you're behind. You have to, as English, you have to out-micro Delhi quite severely to win the matchup. You have to trade really well. Like, you have to catch horsemen, and there was no point in this game where he caught any of my horsemen. Like, my horsemen were fully active the whole game, and he didn't get one pick on the horsemen. I'm not talking about the fights. In the fights, obviously, he killed him. But outside of that, he didn't kill any. Like, look at this. Picking off more longbows here and there. I get my first sacred site. Kill the spearman. Gold's coming. I get this sacred site. And now I go for the fishing boats here. And what I'm actually trying to do here is, I mean, if I get a fishing ship, cool. But the only thing I actually wanted to do here is make him make a ship. That's the cool thing about cavalry. You attack a dock, and they have to make a galley or a demo ship. If they don't, you just kill the fishing ships. If they do, you run away. You've done damage. Because what is he doing with this explosive ship now? Or demo ship? Nothing. So he already fished here fully. I already fished here fully. I'm about to delete these. So he got a second dock and a third dock, although a bit late. He's making farms. And now this is a problem. Like, whenever as English you transition to farms, you are slowing down your unit production. And as you can see, he's not producing at all, because he has a lot of idols building farms and all that. I check his gold and I'm like, I click and I see he is not aging up at all. And I look at my resources and I'm like, okay, I am aging up. I take the sacred side and I decide to beeline, just run away. See, this is the mistake a lot of people make. They get caught and then they're like, go try back to their base. You're not gonna go back to your base, just run away. If he chases this army, it's good for me. If he doesn't chase this army, it's good for me, because my army survives. So I decide to destroy this tower and get this last sacred site, because I just saw his whole army is here. I walled that shit off. And I thought his army is already here, so I just bailed. Because I didn't have a scout here. So I thought like, oh, his army is here. I could have probably walled this whole thing off, but I didn't want to risk it. So now, with my 3 archers and a scholar from here, I attack his gold because I'm aging up. So I want to make sure he's not aging up, because if he's feudal and I'm castle, the game's over. And you can see he just wanted to send 11 villagers on gold. I deny that. I age up. And yeah, some people ask, why did he attack here? Well, the game's over. If he doesn't attack, he loses. If he attacks, maybe somehow he does something. But he has to attack here. Could he have attacked somewhere else? I mean, he could have gone here, but I'll just move away to here. Like, there's nowhere to attack. So this is the thing. This is the thing about English, and this is English's weakness. English, you can outrun them, literally. I know it's funny, but you can just move away from them. So, I need gold and food. Okay, that's the only thing I need. I don't need wood. So if he attacks here, I don't care. I have all my production already. I don't need wood. Actually, I think I just moved all my villagers, or maybe in a moment, from wood. So, he can attack here, which I will just take these villagers and put them there or put them here. So he didn't do anything. Meanwhile, I'm producing lancers. He could have gone on gold, which, you know where I would actually go? I wouldn't go back. I would go here. I'd get him away from my base, right? There's nowhere for him to go. The game's over. So he decides to go for a push. And, I mean, I have 15 archers in TC. And then I get the archers out. I mow down the spearmen, and now the Lancer starts showing up. And I'm still, by the way, on his side of the map. I'm also decapping. I have scholars in position to take the relics, which I think I take in a second. This gets cleaned up. He has no scout also, so he doesn't even see where my villagers are. I get a surround on his gold villagers. Like, he has no army to even kill this army here. And then his army kind of runs into my lancers here. Because he's trying to do some damage, but meanwhile I'm raiding his wood line. His whole economy is idle. And game's over. So I was very, very happy with that pick, how that turned out. So now, game number, now it was 3-3. So equalize the score. So now this is again the interesting part. So now it's Dry Arabia, there's Rocket Canyon and Cauldron, okay? So again, I think we both knew I'm gonna play English, he's gonna play Rus here. So there's actually only two options now. It's a 50-50. He has Delhi Malians, and I have Ottoman HRE. Now, he wants to avoid HRE Delhi. And I kept saving my HRE for his Delhi. So, now it's Dry Arabia. So there's two options. He either picks Delhi here, and he risks playing against HRE, or he picks Malians, which beats HRE and is okay against Ottoman. But if he gets Delhi versus HRE, the Delhi loses, right? So with that thought process, then I go from my picks, from my point of view. So I say, okay, well, if I pick HRE on Dry Arabia and it's Malians, I'm fucked. If I pick HRE and he picks Delhi, that's great for me. So it's like a 50-50. It's either terrible or great. If I pick Ottoman against Malians, that's not the worst thing for me into Malians, but it's not the best. But if I get Ottomans into Delhi, that's also kind of like not the best, not the worst. So I was like, okay, let's say I lose this. I went with a different price. I said, okay, let's say I lose this. If I lose, would I rather lose with HRE or would I rather lose with Ottoman? And I was like, well, if I have to lose, I would rather lose with Ottoman because my HRE is better. And I was like, because he wants to avoid Delhi HRE, it would make more sense if he doesn't pick Delhi. So we have the picks open, and I'm like, okay, I'm going Ottoman. So I lock in Ottoman, and he locks in Malian, and I was like, yes, let's fucking go! And that's where I knew I probably won the tournament, because the last two matchups, whichever way they go, are heavily favored for me. So I was like, not for me as in terms of like, well, HRE Delhi was favored for me as a civ, but just favored like for me, you know? So the moment I saw Mali, I was like, yes, let's fucking go. So I was like, okay, we just play, doesn't matter if I lose. Even if I lose, it's gonna be 4-3, and then the last two maps, I got it. So, and I would assume he was not happy with this outcome. So, Ottoman versus Malians. Fucking Malians, man. I love playing Malians, but god damn, they're fucking annoying to play against. So, I go for the military school. And something beautiful happened. Something that I don't get to see too often. My opponent played Malians, and it wasn't a back gold. I was like, whoa! It can happen! My opponent's gold is not safe for once? That's crazy! Wow! You know, last week, every time I played Mali and Mirror, the opponent's gold was like here. And mine was like in the middle of the fucking map. So, could have been worse for him. Could have been here. But this was bad for him and good for me. So I was like, thank fuck. One time. Thank you. Holy shit. Like, I scouted earlier with the scout. I was like, thank fuck. It's one time it's good. Let's go, baby. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, check last week. Last week I played in one of the Golden League rounds against Marine Lord, best of 7. I played Mali in 7 games in a row against him. That was when you could pick same civs over and over. I picked Mali in 7 times. I won 4-3. I had the worst golds you could ever fucking get in, I think, 6 out of the 7 games. It was incredible. I remember every time I locked in Malin, I was like, I'm actually wondering if I can get another shit spawn. And the game was like, yes, you can. Here's another dog shit spawn. You know which one was the best? The one where it was a Malian mirror and Marine Lord gold was like here and here. My gold, let's say I was blue, was like here and second gold was here. And I was like, how's this a thing? Like, and then my third gold was like there. And I was like, where am I supposed to get gold? So 6 out of 7 games were like that. It was awful. So when I saw this, I was like, fuck yes, baby, let's go. So I do the standard Ottoman crap. By the way, I love Malians. I love Malian scouts, but they gotta be nerfed. I want to show you something. These are spearmen. Okay, these are spearmen. These units are supposed to counter these units. You understand that, right? Like these units. Let me repeat that. These units counter these units, right? Guys, these units, right? They counter these units. Lucy Micro's got level. I mean, LucifroN Micro is really good, but to be fair, that micro, any like top 20, or maybe not top 20, but any top 15 player can do that micro. That's not a hard micro to do. It's like 3 scouts versus 2 spears. You can fucking play with your boogers in micro. Like, you don't even need a keyboard for that. You can just go like this and like fucking be up your nose and be like, okay, poop, okay, poop, okay, poop. Not hard. His micro is really good, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying this scenario is not very hard to do. This is scouts being broken. I got shit micro and I can do that. That's where you know you got a problem in the game. So, I was like, fuck. Lost 2 spears, unlucky. Are they stronger than horses? These scouts beat knights in feudal, so I hope that answers your question. One scout doesn't beat a knight, but 3 scouts beat a knight because the scout will never die. You can just run away. So here, he's doing a really good job harassing. Like, I lose my scout, which is really bad. I talked about this when he was Ottoman earlier. Losing a scout this early is really bad. So I was like, fuck. Like, he picked off 2 spearmen, he picked off a scout. I'm like fucking struggling. He's forcing idle time. They're just so fucking annoying, man. I can't leave my base. Look at this. So this was a rough start, and I was like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. And look, they're all full health because they're regen. So he's harassing like really well. Like he's microing really well. Luckily I didn't lose any villagers, by the way, because he kept trying to snipe him. Oh, check this out. Oh, this was a beauty. Okay. Get your gachi-gasms out. How many scouts is this? 6 scouts. Check this. He goes in. I attack from this side. I put the villagers in TC, and I have spearmen here. Let's see what happens. 6 little scouts go in. Boom! Boom! 0 kills! And I was like, that's what I'm talking about. The chop through in the wall. What are you guys talking about? Here? I don't fucking know what happened. Some idiot chopped it. So I'm like, fuck yes. So I kill 4. And I just go for it. I'm like, I gotta go for it. Because I don't know what's happening in his base. Let me remind you. I lost a scout because I'm an idiot. So I just insta go for it. I'm like, if I go for it and he has units, then I know he has units. If he has no units, then I know he's aging up. And the fact that I arrive here and he runs away and he's mining gold, I'm like, oh, he's aging up, probably. And then the age up finishes, I'm like, oh, fuck, that's not good. Another scout. Don't worry, those guys, they're gonna be full in no time. So I had my rally here, and I insta go, go, go. I'm like, go, go, go. Now, if you play against Malians, kids, okay, I usually charge this advice $4,000 per 2 minutes. Listen to this. This one's for free. Don't tell anyone. When you play against Malians, hold on. When you play against Malians, if they get to castle, if you deny gold, they lose the game. Okay? If you do that, it doesn't matter how much tech they got. Just don't let them mine the gold. That's it. So what do? I check this gold. I think I check it, or I checked it already. I don't know. I check it now. So the golds on the map. This, and this. That's the only golds that he can go for. So I'm like, you can't mine gold, okay? No gold for you. So I'm destroying these, like I'm fucking committing. I'm like supply blocking fucking anything just so the units don't come out. The javelin throwers come out, and I'm like, that's good. These ones are expensive like motherfuckers. These are 540 gold, and I was like, that's good. That's good. He spent his first batch of gold on javelin throwers, which they're not bad. It's just that my army comp is very mixed. Like if I had 30 archers and 3 spearmen, then yeah, these are good. But I had more melee units, funnily enough, than archers. So I was hoping he was supply block now. He wasn't, obviously, but I was hoping he was. So what I did here is I knew, obviously, you know, power of deduction, is that he's mining gold on this side. He has villagers idle, and you know, see, this is the thing about tournaments, and this is the thing about S-tier tournaments or big tournaments, big competitions. Now, if LucifroN played this game in his, you know, PJs at home, practicing with Vortex, he would have had these villagers already on gold here, you know. But this is how big tournaments and important tournaments work. Your nerves start to hit you. I'm putting pressure, I'm destroying houses, so he's probably like trying to micro this, he's probably trying to micro this. He has idle villagers right now, he's about to run out of food. He doesn't have enough villagers, there's units idle because there's a lot of shit happening. And I'm constantly trying to put pressure. I know this is a very stressful situation, because it's 3-3 and it's grand finals, but also he knows that I'm all in, and I know that I'm all in. So he just needs to survive. So he's probably steering right now, and you can see he wants to mine the gold, right? So he goes here. He's like, okay, I'm gonna get the gold there. I push. I send my Sipahis to stop the gold. He sees, he insta goes back. So I don't send my whole army there. I send this army back here. Or actually I make a ram first. So I see there's no gold mining. So I'm like, okay, he's either here or he's not mining gold. I pass here. I see he has a gold pit as well on this side. And I'm like, okay, cool. I decide to go for a ram. Now this is the thing. Because he's gonna make ranged units, he actually doesn't have anything to kill ram with except scouts and villagers. So ram is a very strong unit here. So I see the villagers here and I'm like, this is really good. Because this is not like, oh, he's just not mining bit, right? These are 22 idle villagers. You're getting all in, then you're having 22 idols. This is really bad. Like, this is already big damage. Even though I didn't kill anything, big damage. Because your whole army production is from the gold. Yeah, 22, yeah, it's more than half of his economy, right? So I'm like, this is fucking good. So I go for this, and I'm just trying to save my ram, because I know he's not mining gold, and I know he's probably sent them there. So I'm like, okay, so he's not mining gold. So if I just defend the ram, do some damage, I can send the reinforcements to harass here. So first I sent one archer to kill this guy that was building shit here. Behind, I transitioned to stables, by the way, and third military school. I'm not making spearmen anymore, it's just archer sipahi. And here I go for the engage. Now, this is the part where I say, like, it's all about putting pressure. So what I'm doing is he's getting attacked here. He's trying to re-rally villagers to the other side. My units keep coming. There's a ram killing your shit. He is out of food. He's steering for food. So I'm just running in and out. I'm target firing the donzos as much as I can. He only has one donzo left. Look at that. So now he has no melee units except these scouts. And I have 5 Sipahis, which he has no counter for. So I keep and spearmen, but it's funny, spearmen are actually probably the strongest unit in my unit comp here, because spearmen can torch buildings, spearmen can kill the scouts. Like, if he oversteps with scouts, they're like all dead. And also spearmen are very good against javelin throwers, because javelin throwers trade off poorly against them. The only unit that's good against spearmen is the archers, but there's so much like steering and shit happening that it's very hard for him to target fire all of them. And I kept Mechter up the whole game, by the way. This is my first Mechter still. So I'm target firing the archers now with my archers. He goes under TC, more idle time, more idle time. His villagers just arrived in gold. He goes in with the scouts. I pick off 2. Buildings are dying. He pulls his units here, but then the javelin throwers get cut off because I'm distracting him again on this side. More idle time. He decides to go for a ram, and he actually gets it, but look on this side. He sent just a few units because he's trying to micro like 3 sides at the same time. And I actually defend. These guys kind of go back and forth trying to get on there. I see Donzo, I run away. On this side, I keep poking. I don't let him defend one side. I want him to play both sides. Because this is the thing about RTS games. If you have a zug-zug comp like mine, where it's like a little bit of everything and you have some horsemen just charging in and charging out, it's a lot easier to play than if you have archer comp, because you have to micro very well to win the fights on both sides. So I'm just kind of going for it on both sides. And here I put my units because I thought they're going to shoot these villagers. They didn't. So now remember what I told you. I don't want to give him time. So now I see units here. I insta run away. I don't want to fight. I just want to fight him on 2 sides. There's a difference. So now I go for this. I don't let him get berries. I burn all this shit down. Obviously, he's gonna go back downwards, right? So because of that, I run back with Sipahi. More idle time. The ram is killing. So now I can... Now, when this objective is done, now I can redirect my whole army onto his last 2 goals. So what I do is I make another ram here to destroy this, because I don't want to put my army here. I just want to put 1 ram to destroy that. I shift click this ram onto buildings here, as you can see. And now I just go for the last push. Now this is a point where I can trade poorly. It does not matter. Because all I need to do is not win this fight. He did some harassment here, but I defended with the reinforcements. All I need to do here is fight here, because I can just kill the villagers. That's the most important part. So right now I'm picking off Donzos. He runs immediately. And I had the option of just destroying this, and that's a win, right? Because I'm destroying this already. But I was like, I'm going for kill, fuck it. Like, I'm not gonna risk it. I don't know if there's like an upgrade coming. I don't know if he's getting like poison arrows. Like, in that situation, I knew he's in a bad spot, but you obviously can't know exactly how good or bad the situation is, right? So I'm just like, fuck it, I'm going for it. So I'm just chasing here. The ram's doing the work. This ram is still doing the work. And I just full commit under TC. There's more units coming from this side. There's some sofas. And Mechter's still alive, by the way, the very first one. I just go into the wood line. And he taps out. This was probably the most decisive game that I've had. Like, I was super aggro on this one. Probably one of my best aggressive games, to be honest, in general. Because I'm more of a... Like, I play aggressive, but I'm more of a, like, a calculated aggressive style. You know what I mean? This was like... I'm fucking going for it, you know? I'm beating your ass kind of thing. So now... We're down to 2 maps. A Rocky Canyon, this map, and Cauldron. And I was like... Come here, boy. So the score is 4-3 for me. And there's 2 options, guys. He will either pick Rus or Delhi. Right? There's no other option. I mean, there's French, but Omega lol. Come on, guys. No one plays that. So he either picks Delhi, which I know is a very strong civ of LucifroN's, by the way. That's one of his best civs. But I got HRE and English. Now, I could pick English here. But I could just skip it. I could just pick it on Cauldron. And I could also pick HRE here. Or I could just skip it and play it on Cauldron. So I said, you know what? I mean, Rus here also fucking sucks, you know, so... Or, it's not good. So I was like, I'm going HRE. Yeah, boy! And he picks Delhi! So I look at this map, I look at the pick, I lock in HRE, and I see he picked Delhi, and I was like, yes. Your champion of Golden League 2. Beast. All right, I gotta play the game, and then we loaded it into the game, and then we started this match. And I mean, HRE is one of my best civs. It has been for a while. You know, I feel very comfortable with Holy Roman Empire. Not many people play it on land maps, by the way. Most top tier pros play it on hybrid maps or water maps. I think I'm one of the very few. I don't even know who else plays it on open maps. I think I've seen Wham play it on open maps. But almost nobody plays it on... Demazen plays it as well? Yeah, not many people play it on open maps, so they all save it for hybrid maps. But I played it... I probably played it... It's funny, I played it probably more on open maps than hybrid maps. So So the game starts and I'm analyzing. I'm like, okay, let's not fuck around. And I look at this gold and I was like, fucking stupid. I was like, okay, listen. He had crap gold last game. It's fine. I got pile of shit this game. It is what it is. And then I'm like, okay, let's... At least my second gold is gonna be... Oh, it's right... okay, never mind. Well, at least my third gold is gonna be... Oh. I was like, okay, listen. I didn't even mold in the game. I was like, you know what? I had better gold last game. He has better gold this game. Well, it doesn't matter for him where his gold is, but I mean, like, my gold is not good. So I was like, fuck it, whatever. So, I was like, okay, where do we put the chapel? So in my mind, I'm like ranking the chapels. I'm like, this is a, you know, a 5.5 out of 10. This is like a 7 out of 10. This is riskier, but it's like an 8, you know. This is probably like a 2.7. This is like a 1.3. So I was just kind of doing math. Where do I put it? Now, most people would put it here. One tile away from TC to get the stone, the gold, and the wood. And that's why those people are Gold League. You know what I mean? That's why those people are Gold League. Right there. Boom. That's not where you put your chapel. This is the best chapel that's possible on this map. Yeah, I am Golden League. That's right. That's different. Now, why chapel here? Well, easy wall right here. Boom. Can harass. Delhi is not really a civ that makes rams, so that would take a while to take down. Can't get attacked from here, can't get attacked from here. So this chapel is safe as it can be. For like 80 wood wall, I'm chilling. I get berries, I get most of the wood line, right? I get this much wood line under chapel. And then if I make a lumber camp here, I pretty much get whole wood line under chapel, which is really good. And I don't need that much gold, and I don't need stone because I'm not going to TC. So making the chapel here is, it's like a 1 out of 10 actually. It's a terrible choice. You cannot put a forward chapel under against aggressive civs. Do not put forward chapel against aggressive civs. It's better to make a chapel here in an empty fucking space and then you wall off here and wall off here and you have a safe chapel than to make it here. You will lose the game. Beastyqt, thanks so much for a raid. Hope you had a great stream. So, I left my 3 villagers on gold the whole time because we are playing. Are you ready? We are playing Extended Feudal. We're not playing Castle Rush. Some people ask me, why didn't you Castle Rush? That was surprising. No Castle Rush, baby. We play Extended Feudal. We play pure Man-at-Arms. And Man-at-Arms and Feudal suck. Let me tell you. They fucking suck. Unless you play against Delhi. Now that's where you beat their ass. That's where they're good. So, my chapel finishes. I generally don't know what he expected me to do as HRE. I don't know how much he knew about my HRE. And I don't know if he expected this or not. But I make a tower, just in case if he comes with horsemen right now, because I'm getting horticulture, and I'm gonna get double broadaxe immediately, and then I'm gonna get wheelbarrow after. Now, why am I rushing these upgrades? Well, I'm staying in feudal for a very long time, and I'm gonna make farms very early, so I need the wood, and I need the gathering speed for farms. I put 5 on gold because I want to get every upgrade. I'm getting a blacksmith and I'm going to start producing barracks and men-at-arms. So I do a wall, like everything I imagine immediately. I'm doing it one at a time. I'm putting more houses here so when horsemen arrive they get stuck on the houses and shit. I have 9 villagers on wood. Any extra wood I have, I'm using it for farms. And I wonder when he saw the blacksmith if he's like, what the fuck? Or I don't, maybe he knows about this style, I'm not sure. Because this is the thing. I practice against a lot of different players. I don't practice against like one player or two players. And I know that Vortex and LucifroN only practice with each other and sometimes Marine Lord. So while their practice is really good, I mean, they're all very, very fucking good players. They're how do I put this? Like, it's not like Vortex is out there playing macro HRE. Like, he doesn't. If Vortex plays HRE, it's either on hybrid maps or it's like Horseman, Spearman, Archer. Right? So, while practicing with as few units as possible is great, or few people, sorry, as possible is great, you also have more limited knowledge about strategies and experiences with strategies. Because if you play against, for example, someone that only camps and builds 4 TCs, then you don't really know how to play against castle rushes or feudal all-ins, right? It's the same thing, right? So I make more barracks, so I go 4 barracks. He starts capturing Sacred Site. I move out. I want to maybe try to stop that a little bit. My farms are slowly going up. My sheep are getting depleted. But I've used all the wood I wanted for barracks, so now it's just refarming. I'm getting wheelbarrow, I got horticulture. And I'm feeling pretty good. You know, like, this is exactly what my game plan is. And the fact that he wasn't attacking me but made this many units, again, I don't wanna speak for LucifroN, but this tells me that he either doesn't know what to do against this or did not play against this. Because, and I'm gonna reveal you a secret, don't tell anyone. When you play against this, HRE style is deadly. You can win, actually. I've beaten HRE many times with Delhi. And what you do is you either have to go ape aggro, like you fucking go for that. You beat his ass. Or you make very few units and you rush castle for crossbows. It can work. Again, I've beaten HRE before with Delhi many times. I don't think it's as one-sided as people think. The HRE should be in Delhi's eco. with my 5 men-at-arms versus 8 horsemen and 4 archers and more units coming. Kick W. Right. It should. HRE should be in Delhi's eco if Delhi has no units. Beasty, I leaned into my screen as well and our lips almost touched. That's what I'm talking about. That's what my stream's all about. That's a Kappa pride right there. Hell yeah, brother. So, the fact that he made so many units but didn't attack, I kind of got the impression that, like, I thought he's attacking it for sure. So I was like, okay, he went for the, you know, the baboon approach, which is just like, go for it. But he doesn't. Because I think that he thinks that because he got the sacred sites and has the map control, that this is really good situation for him. Because the thing is, to be fair, in general, this is a very good situation for you. This is very, very good situation for you. For Delhi. I mean, if Delhi has 3 sacred sites against any civ and he's holding map control, that game's fucking over. Like, that's over. It's, you know, there's no doubt about that. So I had one dude patrolling here for the berries, and I'm like, okay, you're on this food, which means that sheep are expiring. How do I know that? Well, he's here, and also these berries are gone, as I can see on the minimap. So I knew that his food sources are going to be here and here, because those two are the closest. So I know right now my attack points. When I do go for an attack, I know exactly where to attack. I don't need to know, right? I can see this is gone. The fact that he went here means that the sheep are gone. And now you can see through this special amazing AoE 4 gameplay, in a second you'll see that the deer are missing, which means that he's on the deer. So I kept kind of poking, and now I felt I have enough men-at-arms to actually go on the map. Like, this is 15 men-at-arms, and I have 3 here, 4 here to decap, and I'm decapping the bottom. Now, he did some cute micro here, to be fair. He shift queued horsemen here, and he did the same on this side to keep the sacred sites as long as possible, but eventually they died. I decapped the middle, and the fact that he is running... The fact that he is running to defend this with so many units instead of fighting me tells me that he is most likely aging up, because I also kept track of how many archers he has, which you can do very easily by just doing this in the middle of the game. He had like 13 to 15 archers, and that number did not move for like a minute. So, because of that, I knew that he's aging up. So as you can see, I'm not chasing the units anymore. I am attacking the food sources, because who cares if he ages up? It's like against the Malians. It doesn't matter if he ages up. If he can't produce anything, it's pointless. Why we're not yellow? He yoinked it. In the first game, he took yellow, and then the admin said, LucifroN is yellow. And I was like, fuck. So, look at this. I have a scout. You know what I also saw? I saw this prelate that was here move to the left. Where is the prelate going? Do you know where the prelate is going? Let's see. Where is he going? Ah. Ah. Can you pick up the relics in feudal? You can't. So why is the scholar going there? Because he's aging up! So what do? I just fucking dive the woodline immediately. I just go for it. I don't know where his landmark is, so, you know, I was hoping maybe it's here. It's not. But I just go for it immediately, because I know he's aging up. This mother trucker is aging up. So what do? Oh yeah, I made some stables and horsemen meanwhile. So immediately, I stop producing units the moment I hear the age up. I want to make sure it's confirmed. We get into a fight here. This is a very good fight for me, because men-at-arms will crap on horsemen here. I don't want to fight under TC necessarily, so I go back. So, what am I doing here? There's no food here. Where is he getting food? Right there. So my reinforcements go for that. I go for decap. I decap this. I decap the middle one. So I rally my units on this side. I fight his army on this side, and it's go time. Now, when I hear this, I know it's go time. I cannot let him make crossbows. I cannot let him make knights. I have to go for it immediately. Now, these units will eventually lose, trade out worse. So what I want is them to die, because these units are doing eco damage. So there is something that you've noticed probably every game. Most of the games that I've won, I have managed to idle my whole opponent's economy. And I'm not talking like 10 villagers. I make the opponents idle over 30 villagers at the same time. Because I attack the critical points of their economy that does not let them to produce any units. So it doesn't matter that they have better tech if they have no economy for it. So right now he aged up and he's making 2 lancers. He has no food. He's not gathering any food. So, look at this. He loses the fight. The lancers have to defend. It's not like they're gonna harass. I stamp my unit production because I want to age up as well. I'm still rallying the few units. Again, I'm fighting where the food is. I don't want to run away. I just want to fight where the food is. If he's not getting food, then I'm chilling. I see more workers here. The workers are clearly not there, because, you know, my units are there. So what do? Do I go back? No! I just fucking go for it! You know what I mean? Like, he's about to have crossbows. These men-at-arms are about to be trash. So I might as well trade out for anything. So here, I kill a villager or 2. I just dive into the what's it called? The woodline. Now, there is one thing I want to mention. Some people are like, oh my god, his villager's bugged and it's game breaking. If his villagers didn't bug here, he would have won here for sure. Shut the fuck up, idiot. Listen. So this is what happened. I paused at the exact moment where this happened. He selected 41 villagers. You're like, how do you know? Okay, not 41, sorry. 37 villagers. There's 4 working here. And he pressed G, which is to garrison. Now, apparently, I'm not saying this isn't real. This bug exists. It has never happened to me. But apparently, when you hit Castle with Delhi, the other landmark, the House of Learning, has an upgrade where you can garrison into your houses. So apparently, when you hit Castle with either landmark, when you garrison, sometimes the villagers will go to houses, even though they cannot enter because you don't have the upgrade. And then some people are like, oh my god, he just lost because of that. Oh my god, if that didn't happen, we would have game 9. You idiot. The game's over. I paused at the exact moment where his villagers stopped. And you can see these guys are waiting at the house. And I know what people are gonna say. Oh, but they could have ranked to TC, it would have been fine. The TC is already full. Where are they gonna go? It's already full. If they didn't die here, they would have died there. Who gives a fuck? It's not like I would go back. It's not like, oh, there's a TC, I'm gonna go back with my 40 units against 30 fucking villagers with skirts. I would just kill them anyway. So let's count. 13, 17. We see these villagers AFK, and these ones are about to go to the house. Oh, 2 seconds! Oh my god, that's game breaking! Anyone who said this is... I even saw some guy said there should be a remake for this game. You are an idiot. You are a scholar and a moron. But more of a moron than a scholar, to be honest. Oh, they're so much safer here. Oh my god, he was right. Look at them. They're not dying under TC. They're so much safer there. And it's not like he fucking sent them back anyway to fight. He literally sent them back. Where are they gonna go? Thank you. So now, this guy's a traitor. This guy's a shitter. This guy is like one of those fallen Twitch heroes in my chat. You know, one of those piece of shits in my chat that are super nice and they're trash talking me everywhere they are. Oh, Beasty, I love. When are you gonna make a guide for this sim, Beasty? I love your content. Oh, Beasty, can I play with you? And then he goes to other chat. Beasty's such an asshole. And then next day, Beasty, I love your streams. This is that guy. Piece of shit. Anyway. So he decides to take the relics. I mean, you kind of have to, right? Or try to take the sacred sites back. So I find them and I start mowing them down. I already had a men-at-arm here. And I already had that traitor on this side, but he, of course... So what do? I just had a few units here and there, so I'm just sending them to just disrupt as much eco as possible. Obviously, he will make crossbows and lancers, because you want lancers to harass, and you want crossbows to crossbow. So, he took one relic. Again, I'm sending men-at-arms around, because I want to disrupt food. So what do you make as HRE? You don't want to make armored units because he has crossbows. I'm not going to make crossbows because I'm not an HRE that makes crossbows. That's for losers. If you play HRE, don't you fucking dare make ranged units, you pussy. If you play HRE, you make only Zug melee units. You make spearmen, chat-at-arms, lanceshits, horsemen, or knights. If you make archers, you are a loser. What about siege? Siege is allowed. That's allowed. That's different. If you make archers, crossbows, hand cannons, HRE, just get out of my sight. Just play another Civ. Okay? Go play fucking... I'm English, I make longbows. Go make longbows. Why do you play HRE then? What's the point? What's the point? It's like playing French and making spearmen. Like, bro, just get a life. You know what I mean? Come on. Anyway. So, what do you make? You don't make men-at-arms, but you do make knights. You do make knights. Because I want to harass, but only a few knights. Only a few knights, because I want to harass, and because I already feel I'm in a very good spot. Why am I in a good spot? Well, he is on a timer. My eco is set up. I got 20 farms, brother. Hell yeah, brother. I got farms, I got gold, I got production, I got more production, I got more food, I got better units, my relics are gonna give more gold. So I just want to harass a bit and then transition into full horseman spearman. I take a relic, yoink. Men-at-arms arrive here. Clap, clap, clap. I kill one scholar. He tries to harass here with that traitor bitch that I permaban in my chat. And of course he's a loser, so he dies in game, of course. I don't know where that Walala was. Oh, that was mine. See? I got debated by my own Walala. And also, I want to disperse this bullshit, the narrative that's going around. Oh, Beasty's so rude. Beasty's, he's using Walala because he's a bad-mannered player. You are a fucking moron. I am using this. Do you really think, you stupid-ass hater bitch, do you really think I'm playing grand finals of the tournament and I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do? The game's not over. I'm gonna be an asshole. I'm gonna be bad-mannered. Yeah, that's exactly what I think about you, fucking idiot. What the reason I do it for is because it distracts the opponent. And I literally proved that to you. I was watching the replay and then I paused to find the wall of law. I literally accidentally proved it to you. So I killed the traitor, the shitter. And now the knights arrive. Boom, yummy, yummy. Yummy, yummy in my tummy, say the knights. I decided to push here, but he has a lot of archers and crossbows, and I was like, oh, this is the last ditch attempt. Because I'm killing more workers, his economy is getting idled again, and I'm just spamming spearmen, horsemen right now. I pull my prelates. I think I got 2 relics already, so that's really good. And I just A-move the spearmen, and I put horsemen on the archers and the crossbows. God damn! And that is your Golden League 2 champion, baby. That was clean. Where were the archers? Now, for anyone wondering, the last map, let's say I lost that. The last map would have been Cauldron, in which it would have been Rus against English. Rus is very strong on that map because you basically build 2 fishing ships, then you go mass food and you age up super quick. You transform your ships and you get the water. Like, and no Civ can fight you because you age up way faster than them. Who's this dog? Marisita? Okay, she's gone. But if you're English, you can pull villagers and start, and you can just kill the villagers building a dock, and then it's just English versus Rus on a map where English has the water. I mean, English versus Rus, like a normal, what's it called? Normal matchup, I feel very confident. English versus Rus, if I have water, I'm chilling, you know? So, yeah, like, even if I lost that, like I said, I felt pretty confident in the last game, so, that is it. If you're watching this on YouTube, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this replay review. Like I said, there's gonna be plenty of content coming. There's plenty of tournaments coming. The next videos that you're gonna see on YouTube and probably content on Twitch you're gonna see today, I'm gonna be going through all the other tournaments that we're gonna be having. I'm going to be playing in EGC TV has a new tournament. There's other tournaments happening. There's the Aussie Drongos Outback Octagon tournament I'll be playing. There's the team tournament that I'll be I will be playing, hopefully winning as well. I will be playing with Marine Lord in my team as my teammates. A 2v2 tournament. You know, the usual suspects are signed up. You know, Vortex, LucifroN are signed up, I think. Wham, Poppypore signed up. So there's already some really good teams playing, so that should be a lot of fun. The chimps are back together, that's right. I did feel bad after 4-0ing Marine Lord. I said, listen, let's just play in a team together so you can get a win in a tournament. And that's why he's with me. I carried him in the last team tournament, so I figured, why not do it again? Now, poor Marine, listen, don't ever say those two things in the same sentence. When Marine Lord beats me, he gives me so much shit. That idiot comes to my chat and shit talks me. You guys know, you guys in Twitch chat know. This guy has been shit talking me for last 6 months because he beat me at Red Bull. That little shit. And you know what? I did lose to him before. But I never lost to him 4-0. God damn. Anyway. If you're watching on YouTube, those are all the things we have planned. I will be streaming most of those tournaments. Except the next EGC TV tournament. I won't be streaming because it's probably going to be like a serious big thing, right? But the team tournament, the Outback Octagon, I'll be streaming. Practice with Marine Lord, I'll be streaming. I'm gonna be doing guides and all that shit. I'm gonna be doing water guides, land guides, fucking space guides. And I will also be covering, probably even today on Twitch, but for you guys on YouTube in a few days, the new Stormgate screenshot leaks of the game itself. And it's looking pretty interesting. Anyway, if you're watching on YouTube, check me out on Twitch. I'm probably live right now. Hopefully I'm healthy when you're watching this on YouTube. I am feeling better today than past few days. I'm coughing a lot less. But we'll see. If you're watching on Twitch, let's keep going.